Final segment of A to Z here on this Monday on Locked On Sports Atlanta, free on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Search Locked On Sports Atlanta. You know what to do. Follow us on Twitter at Locked On ATL. Before we get to how bad national pundits think the Falcons roster is, let's hand out a shovel of wisdom.
Brace yourselves, because it's time for the shovel of wisdom.
You know how we do it every day. We like to set somebody straight, whack them straight upside the head with a shovel of wisdom. You can do so as well on my Twitter account at Mark Zinno, MarkZinno. Just use the hashtag shovel of wisdom. Today, my shovel goes to the Associated Press and ESPN. Okay. So ESPN ran a story on their website from the Associated Press, and it was a story about former Cincinnati Red, New York Yankee Paul O'Neill getting his number retired by the Yankees on Sunday. And that wasn't anything about the story. It was kind of just one little angle in the story why they're getting the shovel of wisdom. And I'm just going to read, the opening two paragraphs and the first sentence of the third paragraph. 8 years ago, Paul O'Neill was thanked by the New York Yankees for his contributions to their dynasties with a plaque in Monument Park. On Sunday, the Yankees retired as number 21, making the 23rd player or manager in the franchise's history to be honored in such a way. The ceremony was drastically different than others, not only because he isn't vaccinated against COVID-19, but also because the Yankees entered Sunday with 14 losses in their past 18 games. Okay, the 14 losses in the past 18 games is notable, and it is something to worth mention that it might have put a damper on the ceremony. What the hell does his vaccination status have to do with the ceremony? Oh, wait, they get into it a little bit deeper in the article. Here we go. Let me find it here just a moment. Yeah. So O'Neill got a framed jersey of his number 21, a framed plaque of his jersey, one of the gifts that he got. It said the signed framed jersey was the closest thing O'Neill had to any interaction with New York's current roster because of his vaccination status. Unvaccinated personnel are barred from interaction with any players in the dugout or the clubhouse. O'Neill has called games on the YES Network from his Ohio home since the pandemic-shortened season of 2020. In an interview with New Jersey Advanced Media published Saturday, O'Neill said of his vaccination status, "I'd rather not discuss that." Again, what the hell does that have to do with him getting his jersey retired? Why would he have any interaction with the current team? He doesn't know anybody on the current team. He didn't play with anybody on the current team. The manager actually, he played with Aaron Boone for 1 year. No, 03. Nope, he didn't play with Aaron Boone. So there you go. There's no connection to any of the current players. Why would he need to have interaction with them? What's the big deal? It's stuff like this that drives me nuts, because the whole point of this is to bring a COVID angle into the story that doesn't need to be there. Period. Like, it doesn't need to be there. There's no reason for it to come up. And yes, of course, but yeah, let's bring it up. So stupid, man. Anyway, speaking of stupid, I can't believe how bad these national pundits think the Falcons roster is overall. So Mike Clay, ESPN.com, put together, analyzed all the rosters and put together the best and worst units for all 32 teams at each position group rankings. So, for example, at quarterback, they put Green Bay at 1, KC at 2, Tampa Bay at 3, Buffalo at 4, Rams at 5, blah, blah, blah. Falcons, 31 out of 32. Apparently, they think the combination of Drew Lock and Geno Smith is not as bad as Marcus Mariota. That was better than CBS, who had us at worst. So there's that. Running backs, top 5, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Minnesota, Tennessee, Carolina. Carolina should have an asterisk when healthy. Falcons, 32nd. Worst running back room in the league. Cordero Patterson, they talk about journeyman Damian Williams, who's never eclipsed 75 touches, or only eclipsed 75 touches once in his career. Then, of course, Tyler Algier, and converted cornerback out of Boise State, Avery Williams. On to the wide receivers. Top 5, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, Miami, Arizona, Minnesota. Falcons, 31st. Only the Ravens rank worse. Apparently, they think much higher of Drake London coming out of college than they do of Rashad Bateman, but that's, again, neither here nor there. Now we get to some fun stuff. Tight ends. Woo! You guys want to take a guess where they put the tight end for the Falcons? Top 5. Baltimore. Got it. Mark Andrews. KC. Travis Kelce. Got it. San Francisco. George Kelce. Got it. Las Vegas, Darren Waller, got it. New England, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, got it. Arizona, Zach Ertz. Falcons coming at 7th with Kyle Pitts. I would probably have Pitts at 5 behind those other proven guys, right? Like, it's okay to say at this point, proven-wise, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Darren Waller, all more proven than Kyle Pitts. But, Zach Ertz is up there in years. I think he's going to have a good year in Arizona. Hunter Henry was great in LA/San Diego, wherever whatever it started there. But are they as talented with a quarterback? I don't know if they're really taking that into account here per se. But I think there's some argument that you could put the Falcons in the top 5. Nonetheless, 7th overall, obviously going to be their best position group. Offensive lines, top 5. Philadelphia, KC, Cleveland, Detroit, and the Chargers. Falcons, not a 32. Not a 31. Heck, not even at 30. They're all the way listed at 27. Outside the bottom 5, behind Seattle, Houston, Las Vegas, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. The Las Vegas part is disconcerting. They should have a better offensive line than that. I think they do, but neither here nor there. They got a lot to prove, this O-line. And it doesn't matter whether it's Drew Dahlman, Matt Hennessy, or Iafetti or McGarry. They got to play better. And if they don't, Falcons will be in deep, 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 deep trouble. I mean, that's really what this just boils down to. If they can't get better on the offensive line, they're going to struggle a ton. All right, interior defensive line, top 5. Rams, Washington, Giants, Eagles, Packers. The Falcons, where are the Falcons? Interior, 21. Really? Are we disrespecting Grady Jarrett that much? Do we think that Grady Jarrett has lost that much? Like, Grady Jarrett alone should get the Falcons in the top half. I mean, there's typically either only 1 or 2 interior defensive line, right? I don't know if they're counting him on the edge now because they're at 3-4, but based off of where they have the edge rusher rankings, they don't. This is an underrating here. Grady Jarrett alone should have the Falcons inside the top 15. He's one of the 3 or 5 best D tackles in the league. Done. Like, I don't think that's up for debate anymore. He's proven that year after year after year. Because everybody else stinks around him is not his fault. Really isn't. Now, if you want to talk position groups overall, does he have a lot around him to help? We don't know yet. It's kind of up in the air. So I think that maybe I'm overrating it to say that he should be enough to put them in the top 15, but that's where I would put them. I would put them in the top half of the league. Edge rushers, top 5. Chargers, Cleveland, New Orleans, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh. Falcons, dead last. Dead last. Right up real quick. The likes of Dante Fowler and Stephen Means moving on during the offseason. Odio Ogundeji is the only edge rusher returns from last season, played 45% of the snaps, had 1 sack as a 5th-round pick. You have Lorenzo Carter, and then day 2 rookies, Arnold Ebiketie and D'Angelo Malone, hoping to make some sort of impact. It's fair. And some of that might be based up more off of, bias for the last couple of years, but it seems fair to me, to say the least. Off-ball linebackers. The guys in the middle. Top 5, San Francisco, New Orleans, Dallas, Tampa Bay, and the Rams. Falcons, 31st again. Yeah, well, we know what the situation is. They don't have anybody in the middle at this point in time. All right, let's get the cornerbacks. Now, we got to be good at cornerback. I mean, we got AJ Terrell here. Top 5. Miami, Green Bay, Chicago, Miami, Green Bay, Cleveland, rather. Philadelphia and New Orleans. Falcons come in at 12. Which, again, let me go back to the Grady Jarrett thing. If AJ Terrell is one of the 5 best corners in this league, is good enough to pull them all the way up to 12, why isn't Grady Jarrett as one of the 5 best D tackles good enough to pull them up all the way up into the top 15? Anyway, sounds about right. Let's see what Isaiah Oliver can do. Let's see what the other cornerbacks in this group can do, and if they can help out this pass rush in some size, way, shape, or form. If they can cover for a little bit, they should be okay. But it's not a surprise that people think that the Falcons roster stinks. It's not good. It's certainly not great, but it might not be as bad as people think it is when it's all said and done. Fingers crossed, right? All right, that'll do it for us here on A to Z on this Monday. Make sure you guys check out all the other shows on Locked On Sports Atlanta. After making A to Z your first listen, make Hitting Hard with John Chuckery your next listen every single day. You guys have a wonderful Monday. Don't take any crap from anybody. See ya.